Vegans often talk about exploitation and harm, but sometimes they tend to be fine with exploitation of animals as long as there's no harm. Let's hear one instance of that.
Yeah, okay. So if we take away the risk element to it and say we use guide dogs, would that be anti-vegan?
Not necessarily, but I do think that the breeding of dogs is usually an issue, and also the fact like what happens to the dog after it's being trained and then it's too old to do the job.
Yeah. Okay, and just a couple more so we're on the same page. Pets in general?
Pets can be okay, yeah, as long as it's you're treating them fairly.
Training dogs to fulfill a certain purpose for our benefit is exploitative. Animals never consented to that, and that training is going to affect their lives. They may even experience some stress or got hurt during the training, but that's fine for this vegan, under the condition that dogs aren't harmed after they can't do their job anymore. But here's the problem, though. We can construct a hypothetical in which a guy stick his private parts into a peanut butter jar and let his dog lick it off, which is the fetish of the guy. The guy isn't going to harm the dog. Both parties are getting something in return. The guy gets to enjoy his kink and the dog gets a peanut butter treat. That obviously is exploitative. But the vegan from the video can't really object to that because he himself thinks that exploiting animals, as long as there's no harm, is fine. And as we can see, his objection to the scenario has nothing to do with what's being done to the dog, but what would that mean for the guy? And the best part of it all is when he starts to talk about artificial insemination.
To the production of milk requires the sexual exploitation of the cow. They need to be forcefully impregnated. And then at the end of that, about 5-year stint of being sexually abused, hurt, and continuously exploited, they are then sent to slaughter.
So one of the objections to milk production is sexual exploitation. But at the same time, his position allows for other sexual exploitations. Let's do it like we did with the dog example. What if the cow was never hurt and even has some benefits out of artificial insemination? Or maybe humans have some benefit out of it, just like with blind people and guide dogs. It would be exploitative, sexually exploitative to him, but he either wouldn't object to that or he would, and his objection would concern psychological well-being of a farmer and not what is being done to the cow.